Hey guys, this is Not Lambs and Invoked 101. Welcome back. I can't really think of a good intro. I'm not gonna lie. This isn't, and I'm not sure totally why, because it's actually a really simple concept. I basically just want to try and take a lot of the rogue tier stuff that I have and try to make it as good as possible to the point where it's actually at a regional level. But it can't be just something that's garbage like Cyberdarks. Like, that deck just isn't going to do that. Unless something comes out for it that's just crazy. But I think something like Tenyi, something like Samorg, something like, I'm trying to think what's another one that I play. Something like Speedroids even, I feel could get to that point. And so that's what I want to try and do. And I think we're going to try and do that today. So the deck we're going to start off with is Tenyi, because that's a deck that I feel has the most potential out of the group. Not saying that Speedroids don't. It's just one of those things where I want to save that one for a little bit later in the series. I want to see what comes out of Battles of Legend this year before I dip into Speedroids. Let's just dig right in. I'm going to put the binders on the desk and we're going to get right over there and start deck building our Tenyi deck. So as far as starting off goes, I actually think we have a pretty good starting spot here, specifically with the main core build. I've never been unhappy with it. As far as cards that we can switch, I definitely think the Giant Pearfish and Pot of Avarice, that could probably go along with the Foolish Burial. And those could easily be something like, what is it? The Dark Ruler No More kind of cards. But yeah, Vessels. These could be impermanences. We could easily switch those out. Same with the Ghost Ogres. I think we could easily put Ash in place of this. We might want to consider swapping Flawless or even bumping it up, but I think Flawless is pretty good. And then Waterfall of Dragon Souls and Storm Dragon Return, I also think those are some more cards we can cut out. So that gives us a grand total so far of about 7 cards we can move, as well as possibly the Mystery Shells. I think 2 Mermare is fine, 3 of the Negate is fine, 3 blue is fine, 2 red, 2 green, 3 black, 3 white, and 3 brown. So I think we have a pretty good spot here. As far as stuff that we could put in, I definitely think some more hand traps and potentially even a Called by the Grave aside of those. So let's head over to the collection binder and get that whipped out and start swapping some things around. Alright, so we're back on the table and we've pretty much simplified the deck down. I didn't end up cutting the Ghost Ogres because I wanted to see how the deck would play with them, as well as the Ash Blossoms and the Effect Veilers. I don't want to rip the impermanences out of my other deck, so Effect Veiler is going to be what we play. And as far as Called By, I remembered that all the Tenyis can activate from hand, so it doesn't really matter if they have Called By or not, because we can usually just use the Tenyis from our hand, as long as we remember that. Extra deck stuff is pretty simple. 3 Monk, 3 Shaman, 2 Draco, 1 Berserker, 1 Sriracha, 1 Ultimate, Tornado Dragon, Berserker, Baxia, Scrap Archfiend. It's all pretty standard Tenyi stuff, at least from my opinion. I like the Scrap Archfiend. I know not everyone's into the Scrap Archfiend with the deck, but I think it's good. And I think it was a really good card with, especially with the Shrudo, but now that we don't have that, I don't think that hurts the deck very much. So, I definitely do think that this deck, at least going second, could be really cool, especially with the Dark Ruler No More being able to punch through our opponent's stuff and like pick apart their board while also setting up future things such as these Fist of the Tenyi Negates, and just getting out a board of something like Sahara, and and Berserker and stuff like that. So I do think that this, moving forward, might be the way to play. But to truly test it out, we do have a match against our friend Desperate Oak 48. We are playing against him in the YouTuber Traveling Championship. So I'm going to show off a little bit of that in this. If you guys want to see the full one, just let me know down in the description if you want to see that full matchup, and I'll post it. But we got a match against him, so we're going to go test this out against his deck. So against our match with Oak, we were actually able to go, we were able to take the game 2-1. So that was really cool, being able to play against his Pendulum deck and see how that deck actually shapes up this format, as well as playing the Tenyi deck against it. It definitely seems like, as you the side deck is really important with this one. I was playing a very trap heavy side deck, including Trap Tricks and heavy Storm Dusters and Dimensional Barriers. I definitely think stuff like that for when we are going first, because I do think that once our opponent sees our plan of going second, using Dark Ruler No More and using stuff like Baxia and Vishuddha to pick apart their board, I do think that they are going to make us go first. So I think siding as heavy as we did, especially with the Trap Tricks, I think is a really good option, especially since the deck does have a very lenient side deck, or at least a very lenient deck in a sense. So you could really pick and choose what you want throughout it. Anyways, I definitely will be showing this deck off a little bit more. I'm going to be tinkering with it, evolving it, and playing a little bit more with it. So if you guys want to see more stuff like this, just let me know. Let me know what decks you want to see that I've posted on the channel before too, because if I posted on the channel, I'd probably still have it. So if you guys want to see that, just let me know. Anyways, with that said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
We'll be right back.